okay, got Picard taken care of, and it's like, it's not really an improvement. The only big starship shootout is between the Romulan warbirds and the last of the Orchids, rushing up to the surface to take, to hold them off, I guess. And it's like, the tentacles are doomed from the inevitable sky portal. Don't really do much but just flail around for a bit and then go back to where they were. As predicted, Picard keels over from his brain aneurysm and gets put into the android body they telegraphed a mile away, from the last episode. And we get one last appearance, for Data, Brent Spiner doing Data. That actually, I was thinking, this is the 2 times you have a character, Star Trek character, still being in character, more or less. Riker shows up with a fleet, and yes, it's Riker. Yeah, okay, this is the one of the few points where it seems like Star Trek. And then one last dream sequence with Data, and yes, he can still play Data with a little help from some CGI de-aging thing, and they really need to work on the wig. That they never really match the hairline very well. Yeah. But for the most part, it's like, why? They spent 10 hours of TV time getting to where, frankly, they would have done it in like an hour, 2-3 hours. 2 or 3 episodes would have been enough. So it's like, and Michael Chabon is dismayed at the reaction he's getting because it's stupid. And I guess what happens when you put someone who has no television experience whatsoever in charge of a very, very expensive TV show like Star Trek Picard. Let's just say by comparison, my resume towers over Michael Chabon's regard to television, because at least I have had a little bit of television experience. It's mainly running a camera, running a soundboard, and working on a news, a student project. But still, it's more than he's done, which is pretty damn sad that he's put in charge of the show. But yeah, this is just really a total waste, And apparently also, all Starfleet ships look alike. They have the Riker shows up, and apparently the biggest, baddest, newest ship of the rail, and about 100 or something just like it. Why? Because the budget wasn't there to create more than one ship design. Let's be honest here. Okay? They blew it all in the first 6 episodes, and blew it all the rest of it in reshoots. So yeah, they did a lot of budget cutting going on here. So there we go. So there's a large part of just what the hell are we doing here? Okay. You got the new android body for Picard, which is telegraphed like 3 parsecs away. That that's what Picard's going to do once his brain goes. Yes, and the brain abnormality is gone away. No shit, Sherlock. You're putting his memories and mind into the android brain. You're not going to put every defect in there too, obviously. No. Now we're going to include that about to rupture appendix and the bronchitis and of course that hangnail. We're going to duplicate everything. No, come on. And also just the kind of general, again, the people have no clue. Not only how just any really military organization would work, because yeah, the fleet comes, they drive off the Romulan, and then the fleet goes, and they just declared this planet under Federation protection. You think maybe they might want to leave a couple of ships in orbit, just in case something happens? No. Oh, Picard's got this and his little rinky-dink Van Halen ship. No. And of course we get something of a redemption arc for Swindon Spock. We get Cersei Romulan getting kicked off a railing from High Ledge by 7 and 9. So yes, we got a little revenge part, a little bit of revenge thing there. And Ninja Spock gets to rejoin the rest of the bunch, and doesn't get to do much. he really wants to behead Swindon Spock. No, no, no. We're working with him now, but I still don't like you. Well, tough. And the bright idea is to sneak back up there and blow up the relay, which, okay, not a bad idea, but I think they probably would have done better to figure out a better delivery system than Rios's pitching arm. Because, yeah, I don't know. Where the hell was it? Because they were quite a ways away from the. Were they planning on just blowing up Soji? Because they threw it right at her, and she caught it and looked at it, and I don't know. There's so much of the stuff just does not make a whole lot of sense. Because, after Picard dies, and then wakes up in a simulation of his study, and then comes Data. Like I said, Brent Spiner can still play Data to a T, even if he's given crap to talk about. He still sounds like Data, and acts like Data. The whole thing about, he wants, Picard to, terminate his consciousness. Okay, wait a minute. So basically you're telling me they've been keeping Data's brain alive in a jar on this planet. And what? They're Picard's in a holding, in a holding file inside of Data's thing, and I don't know. This, I'm probably putting more thought into it than they did. Yeah. And then nice little, heartfelt scene where Picard's pulling the plug, and inside Data's, in a, I don't know, smoking jacket and a turtleneck and playing Blue Skies. They're going to rim that one together. Thing. I'm wondering if does Paramount or CBS own the copyright on that particular recording, because they're going to run that one into the dirt as much as they could. And Picard shows up in his uniform, but only see it really from the back for the most part, so they don't have to pay the license fee, I guess. They do a lot of things. I'm not paying people who need to get paid. I wonder if Melinda Snodgrass has gotten her check yet for them invoking Bruce Maddox all the time. Or Larry Niven's gotten his check for them invoking the Kazinti. Yeah, they're going to, it's going to be line forms behind a NOS over there about the tardigrade thing. So yeah, the off season will be very interesting for Star Trek. One, because the CBS stock took a nosedive even before the virus thing happened. So at this point, it's like the only reason that what we got done, what's coming up is still gonna air, because it's already been filmed, already been paid for. Beyond that, don't hold your breath. Okay, I know I've been, other people have said, I actually chimed in and said, I think it's probably canceled. When it's kind of, I guess that we underestimated the power of those two words, Star Trek, and keeping something alive, which is kind of ironic considering the history of the show. But the financial situation has changed, especially in the last few weeks, with production shut down all over the world, and they're having a lot of the effects, the completion of the effects work on Discovery's had these guys doing it from home, which slows things down a bit because they don't have the big computers at the studio. They're working on their own stuff, which is and some of it might be better than the studio computers, but still you got to go the whole thing of transferring emailing files here and there, so that thing slows things down. But there's only so much you're gonna, especially since again all the people who've been protecting Kurtzman to this point are gone. All the Les Moonves and all his toadies, they're all gone. It's all Sherry Redstone's people in place now. So he has no more cards to play on that. Stories about how he marched into Sherry Redstone's office demanding a Section 31 show, and also reported she laughed in his face and said, "Get the hell out of my office," or something, or just plain laughed him out of there. He's in no position to demand anything. And they're wrapping up the shows he does. It was, Hawaii Five-0 is in its last season. The other ones probably aren't going to, go much longer. I don't know how much he's got left, but I suspect that they're probably, if I were sure, I'd be looking for other production companies to pair up these productions with. Just separate them from Secret Hideout. Maybe just, have CBS take them over directly. Yeah. Or associate with them, because they want to give them control over it, but finally got the printer working, so But yeah, I think we're finally going to reach a moment of reckoning here with these shows and with Kurtzman in general. But the thing about, Shaban being dismayed, honestly amazed at, the reaction. Yeah, because the show sucks, guys, okay? Get the thick heads. You don't know what you're doing, and we can tell. Try to say, they're just not smart enough. No. You did not learn a damn thing about Star Trek fans, because Star Trek fans have always been regarded as one of the most intelligent fan bases on the planet. Not just the most devout, not the most hardcore, but also the smartest bunch in the house, too. Because they knew that, in the original series, they would get, the questions they would get would not just be about just how dreamy Captain Kirk is, or can I get a autograph of Mr. Spock. They get production-related questions. People who really knew the nuts and bolts of, or want to know the nuts and bolts of television production. These are very savvy questions from the very beginning, and it hasn't changed much. Well, of course, they've been trying to bring in their own brand of fans who don't give a crap about this. Oh my God, it's Riker! Oh. Yes, big old cup of Earl Grey to get through this one. Yeah, Steph's back there trying to sleep, and I'm trying to avoid showing her butt on screen here. So, yeah. She's wearing underwear, trust me. But yeah, it's ending kind of a yeah. It just kind of sputtered across the finish line. Because as by all reports, it's like they got to episode 7 and realized nothing makes sense. And that's when you started bringing in all the cameos. That's where you got those scenes with 7 of 9 and Will Riker and Deanna Troi and other characters that originally weren't going to be in this show. There were not going to be any cameos or any appearances by any old characters. That was by Patrick Stewart's intent too. No, he wanted to stand on its own and kind of be separated from his usual support group. Well, guess what? It doesn't work that way. You don't get much of a story that way, and it just turns into a big cluster at the end. And so, at the end, the Romulans about to destroy everything, and suddenly it's Deus Ex Riker, with the fleet. Just, pull the plug and everything. That's it. Game's over. Go home. A lot of it is, I've seen fanfic better written than this. I've written fanfic better than this, okay? And it's just, it's going to be a time of reevaluation and quiet contemplation on the part of CBS and Viacom. This is how much more humiliation and how much more downgrading of the stock price they're going to take before they finally told, Kurtzman to go take his stuff, take your toys, go home. Don't bother pitching anything else, okay? Well, you got your Section 30. You take your Section 30 and throw it up your Section 2. Okay. We'll finish up with Discovery. You got your one thing of Picard. It'll be a nice little DVD set. And we got your cartoon show. The cartoon show looks like it's going to be the best one of the bunch because actually those people are actual fans and know what the hell the show is. It'll be the one sad thing about, the best in the one was a Nickelodeon, cartoon. I can tell right now I'm going to put in some blur filters here pretty soon. But, yeah. It's a sad end. So we'll just, pull it there. PayPal, Patreon down below. Catch you later. Thank you.